You've got your ticket, you're waiting at your gate, but your flight could still be cancelled. There is nothing more infuriating than a flight that doesn't arrive. Hello everybody, this is Easy Cap and welcome to episode 4 of Capiport. Today we are getting our standby gate up and running. It's the best way for us to make sure we get our perfect ops bonus. A great way of making some extra money for our airport. So without any delay, let's dive straight in. So let's see where we're at. One of the big things we've done so far is redesign our security zone, and hoping this design now will really help us get huge volumes of passengers through when we open our large gate. We're probably looking at 1,000 passengers per day. So having a look at our profit and loss. So for today, a $17,000 profit loss. That's not great, but actually let's have a look at yesterday. Looking at the full day, again, a $448,000 loss. Doesn't look great, but if we see that $260,000 was spent on materials, on a net of $204,000, that actually is looking pretty good. That's about a $60,000 profit on all the transactions for the day. Have a look at some of our spend. Our big spend there is staff, something we'll have to look at. 44 hours until we are bankrupt. Don't be alarmed by that. It's just because we've exceeded our bank balance. We'll recover that with our spend today. Right, one of the things we want to have a look at is optimizing our staff. So we're going to put in some staff schedules, and that allows us to create some shifts and decide when we want which staff members on site. There really is no point in having staff members hang around when there's no passengers. So it's typically in that midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning slot. So no point in having staff around. We're going to put together some schedules. I have a video that you can look at that shows exactly how we'll go about doing that. I'm not going to bore you with that right now. Okay, so we have set up our staff schedules, and we should start noticing some of the reduction in our staff cost. Okay, let's have a look at this area. There's some stuff that we have to do. Firstly, we have to build a maintenance area. I'm quite concerned about maintenance. I've had a situation once before where all the bag scanners stopped working because they were due for maintenance and there was no maintenance equipment or maintenance staff around to help. So I want to be sure we get that. This seems like an oversized area, 5x5, but it is what it is. Okay, so we're also going to create an electrical area. That's really a misnomer. The electrical area is where you put all your PA sound system desks so that you can have communication through the airport. Having a look over here, let's see how we're looking. We're taking our first set of passengers for the day. Now that is surprising. Our first flight is supposed to arrive at 6. At 22:06, flight is early. Yeah, that happens from time to time. Lucky it's the first flight of the day, so no conflict with another flight. This really is a sign that we need to build our standby gate. I'm just letting this run for a bit. We see we're in the negative when it comes to our bank account, so we just need to get some of these flights in. And there is our first large flight for the day. 18,614 fees. Did you see that? That works out to, I think, a lot of people. And they are boarding. We have 118 passengers boarding. So nice to watch all of the activity in this airport. Not a lot happening here on the first floor of this building, but there is going to be some work I think we're going to do on it now. We're going to extend the foundation, and so we can build that standby gate that we've spoken about, and we're also going to then build a baggage area, move our baggage area, which is currently on the ground floor and really an odd spot. Let's move that upstairs, and we're going to put in some conveyor belts. Our airline satisfaction rating is only 51%. We need to improve that, and I think putting in a baggage system will help. Right, we finally have a positive bank balance. I just want to make this ticketing area a little bigger. Let's put in some ticket kiosks. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops! What's that? We have an alarm. Fire on the way. Fire trucks have been called. Where is this fire? Always in a garbage bin. Always in a garbage bin. Let's pull out the extinguishers. I wonder if there isn't something I'm doing wrong that we're always getting these fires. Maybe we need to improve something around the way we're handling our garbage. I always worry that after an alarm like a fire that maybe planes don't board properly. Let's be sure that they do in fact depart on time. They're not waiting for something like baggage or something's gone wrong in the process. What's with all these people hanging around here? What are all these people waiting for? Waiting for electronics vending, newsstand, electronics vending, food vending. Electronics vending. So maybe we need some more electronics vending options for our passengers. Food, electronics, phone charger. Ah, very different. So up here the guys are wanting their phones charged, and downstairs we need electronics vending. So maybe let's put down a phone charging station. Go. And no harm, I guess, in putting another one downstairs on the ground floor. Where shall we put it? Over there. I think that looks like a better spot. Yeah, let's go with that. Electronics vending. I'm assuming that's things like SIM cards and airtime. I'm not sure if you'd quite be selling mobile devices in a vending machine, but I know that happens in the East. Certainly doesn't happen here in South Africa. Those are built, so let's just take the new adjusted pricing that we've set and apply it through all the vending machines through the airport. There's no charge for charging your phone. Okay, that's chargeless. Free service. Okay, well, hopefully that improves our passenger satisfaction rating. Lots of passengers going up and down our stairway. But before we forget, let's put down these maintenance toolbox. I think 3 will be sufficient. And let's wall in the electrical area. So interesting, the maintenance area does not need to be walled in, but I am going to do that. We'd hate for any one of our passengers to get injured accidentally dealing with maintenance tools. So let's close that up and put in some doors. Now that's ready. Let's put in some PA amplifier discs. One of those, 2. Yeah, so we don't have enough money, so let's go with 1. That should be enough. With that 1 we should be able to connect to 10 different PA speakers throughout. So I'm going to turn on the audio visual overlay. You can see with the 2-way speaker covers a far greater area. So put 1 there, yeah, and on there. Do we need another one? Always have to remember that too many speakers might also be a problem, as it'll annoy passengers who are looking for some peace and quiet, I guess. But information is paramount. Without the information, we run the risk that passengers will miss their flights. That's the last thing we want. So let's put 2 here in security. And yeah, will that work? Maybe a 2-way speaker. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that looks better. We don't want to block the ticket kiosk. Let's do that. Next flight has landed. $19,680. Stunning stuff. All those people worming through the terminal, making their way down the stairs. Okay, one more PA speaker upstairs. That'll block. Yeah, okay. Another one there, and one more. Where do we put it? That'll do. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Now we just need to link all of them up. So the next thing we need to do is link up the PA desk by connecting it to these appliances, to these speakers. Click assign, they should pop up everywhere, be easy to spot. Let's not forget the ones upstairs. Is that it? All of those are unassigned, that means they're connected. Good. So we have got some good coverage across our terminal building. Looking at the environment, we really need to fix this kitchen floor. Let me do that before I forget yet again. Put in some nice tiles, floor 07, and it probably doesn't look like we've done the bathrooms either, so let's do the same thing there. Okay, looking all good. We can do, yeah, let's go with that. While they're busy with that, I want to just remove this fence here so that we are ready to build the service road for our garbage and later on our fuel depot. Let's close that. Let the guys get started with that. In getting ready for moving our baggage claim section upstairs, I'm going to create a little section over here where we can build our escalators. This will be where we have escalators coming from our first floor down to the ground floor for all the passengers who are leaving the building. Just want to get that foundation started so long. And let's get down to, now that this fence is cleared, let's get this road ready. The first thing I'm going to do is just find the fuel depot, just to help us mark where the road needs to be. The fuel depot needs to be right next to a road. So see how that lines up. Okay, let's hope we get this right, because the road is in fairly large blocks. Let's hope I've got that right, and make sure the arrows are pointing in the right direction. And let's do one last check. Let's get a fuel depot. Let's see if it'll fit in that gap we've left. Yeah, looks good. It just says insufficient funds, so I think that'll work. So we'll leave the guys to get at it. Right, let's have a look at our research and development. All of this is locked mostly because we're low on cash at the moment, but let's have a look at what are the things we need to do. So we still need to do, so unlock the maintenance and escalators. Love to reduce income tax, it costs us money, so I'm keen to do that next. Operations 2 allows management of bus, gauge and light rail. Allows you to configure railways and time and departures. Okay, those are interesting pieces. I think that will really help us be more efficient. We've got maintenance and escalators. Yeah. But right now we need cash. Right, so we are done with the area for the escalators. So that's ready when we open up the first floor. But right now I want to build a food service of some kind. I think let's go with a health food kiosk. That looks like a good spot, because I think our passengers are going to get hungry. Let's hire another retail worker. We know we're going to need someone there. Have that ready. Let's get started with our standby gate. Let me quickly explain what a standby gate is. A standby gate is a gate that aircraft can use when the designated gate is occupied. So they may have arrived early and the previous flight is still at their gate, or they may be late, or the previous flight is running late, departed late, and they therefore can't get hold of a gate. So you allocate a standby gate for that flight, and any flight will automatically use the standby gate if their allocated gate is occupied. So we select a typical remote gate. It's not a standby gate. We selected a typical remote gate. Well, you could use a standard gate, I guess, but I like to use a remote gate. I'm selecting a large. The gate will need a hanger, so let's just get a hanger. What's important is, come on, there we go. What's important is that we get a passenger bus on that gate. Right, let's get the remote bus pickup. Every remote gate needs a remote bus. Every remote gate needs a remote bus pickup. Needs to be connected to the main building. So let's build some foundation. Interestingly, it's not 10 wide. It's 8 units wide. So we're going to build an 8x8 just as well. We don't have enough funds. While we're at it, let's assign the health food kiosk to a kitchen. Remember that a standby gate is not designated, is a normal gate, whether it be a remote or a gate that's attached to the main building. It is just a gate that you then designate as a standby gate. You don't select a standby gate as from the build menu. Now that that's built, we're going to assign it to remote gate. And let's make that accessible. Firstly, we need to dismantle the wall, and then let's put in some doors. I like to put in the sliding doors, one at each of the, one for the entrance, one for the exit. And let's do some flooring. Now we need the gate agent desks. We need 2. Just remember, they could be fairly large flights. And let's build the road. Always remember, let's watch the direction of the arrows. I always think it works best if you create a sort of a clockwise or anti-clockwise if you prefer, but I prefer clockwise flow, because sometimes vehicles will get stuck if they have no way to get back to the original departure point. Okay, our hangar's ready. Let's allocate the first slot to, that's an apron bus is what it's called. So an apron bus. Do I have enough cash? And we've just run out. Okay, let's just wait a little bit. Let's get some more cash. Is that our last flight? Two more staff for our gate, our agents. Why is this still An issue requires at least one gate agent desk to be assigned, and we're just building those, and requires at least one functional hangar with an apron bus. So we will do that as soon as we get some cash. I'm going to increase the profit here from our health food kiosk. Okay, we started on day number 9. We've had our first flights come and go. Got some cash now. Let's add our apron bus. And our remote gate is up and running. So the last thing we need to do is to assign that gate as a standby gate. And so what you do is, on this menu on the right here, you select standby gate, and we just select any particular time slots that you want to use or specify as a standby slot. So I'm going to use the entire 24-hour period. That gate can always be used as a standby gate. Don't believe it's really easy or possible to have 2 flights there. Never had a situation where 2 flights have needed standby. Yes, of course, maybe when you have multiple flights that are stuck at the gate, but one standby gate should be adequate, certainly for what we have right now. One gate should be sufficient for what we need. And there we have it, folk. Our standby gate is up and running. I'm going to just see there's some empty gaps here. I'm going to add some more flights into our roster for the day. Obviously this won't come into effect today. It is 2 o'clock on day 9. Any flights I accept now will only arrive on day 10. Just to line this up a little better, it's 10 minutes between each of the landings. That should do. Make the most of the slots. I could make the layover time for some of the smaller flights a little less, but I'm not going to mess with that just yet. When we get some more gates, I'll allocate some shorter time slots to our smaller flights. But let's just shuffle these up and see if we can accept another PM flight or 2. That's a small. That'll be perfect for gate B1. And maybe next time we'll talk about how we rename these gates. Yeah. A320. Well, there we have it. That's us approaching the end of day 9. Our standby gate is up and running, and we have a fully loaded flight schedule for our new day. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed episode number 4 of Capiport. So next time we are going to be working on our baggage system. So lots of construction happening around the airport, and what's going to be important is to put that in without interrupting or disturbing any of the existing flights. Hope to see you next time. Please subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you don't miss our next episode. Great to have you here with us. Have a good one. This is Captain Capiport signing out for the day.